Hey everyone, welcome to Disclosure Now. My microphone has green bars. It says that you can hear me. It says that I am speaking and sound is being made. However, as has been demonstrated in many other shows that I have done before, the microphone might not be on. So, those of you who are here, please comment if the microphone is not working. Otherwise, I'm going to just have to go on and act like it is because I have no way to tell. Other than the indication that StreamYard gives me, but it's wrong sometimes. So, just a few things to say before we start the show here. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This content obviously isn't exactly pushed by the algorithm super hard, and so engaging with it, commenting, liking helps. Please let me know, people, if you can hear me. I know there are actually people here now. So please subscribe if you can. I would also like to state that super chats are better for giving me $1 or $2 or whatever to get my attention, for me to answer a question if you want to donate and not have 30% of your donation taken by YouTube and actually have all of the money be seen by me. You can do so through PayPal, and I also have Venmo and Cash App and other means. So I also want to say that James is still fighting. He's still going through things, so please keep James Rink in your thoughts. And thank you, everyone, and for the confirmation on the sound. And yeah, just please keep James Rink in your thoughts. He's still going through some things. So without further ado, I really mean that. Not to just get right into the show, but please pray for James and keep him in your thoughts. All right. So I have a guilty pleasure, and that guilty pleasure is watching police cam videos. I don't really like the police and what they do to people, but boy, do they get into some funny situations sometimes. Like the video that I watched before this was a guy who was like in his 70s riding around on a lawnmower, and these guys were chasing him around on a lawnmower, and it was just like some Benny Hill hilariousness. And I just find being able to peer into like the world that way through the portal, which is the cop cam. It's just really interesting. You see some pretty funny things, and you learn some things, and you see some messed up stuff. You definitely see some disturbing things, and I don't know why. It's when I'm trying to just keep my mind off things and just like clean the house. Sometimes I'll put on like these police cam videos where they look into stuff that police discovered, and just you've watched, everyone's seen these videos before, from drug dealers getting caught or whatever to, I don't know, just all sorts of different things. They've got it all. And yeah, like I said, it's a guilty pleasure. I don't really feel great about watching them, but anyway, it's not like I'm learning. But in this case, I did. And so I want to do a little disclaimer here and kind of introduction. I am an MK Ultra survivor. I have been forced to kill people. I have been forced to participate in heinous acts, and I have done a great deal of work for the United States government, and I am not recognized for my service. In fact, they went as far as to try to make me not even remember that I have service and make me think I'm a normal person. So I understand the depths that these psychopaths are willing to go through to make the means to the end, make an ends to a means, or whatever you want to call it. And I understand what they do and how they operate. And I found this case of this guy who got caught basically before he was going to do a mass shooting at a church. And I just want to do something real quick here. I forgot to do it. I have to make sure that this video gets seen by people. So I'm going into my studio creator. Oh, and I have to edit it, and I'm going to do to where I can actually be monetized, because StreamYard doesn't do that for you. So I have to edit it so that I'm monetized, because otherwise through StreamYard I don't ever make money. And then because their shit is set up so stupid, and then they want me to pay for it. That's why I see the StreamYard logo. That's because I'm not willing to pay for their service. But yeah, I just need to edit it so also this isn't for kids. And if I don't do that, then just nobody sees it. So I just have to do that real quick. I meant to. Why is it taking me to the wrong one? Come on. It's bringing me to the wrong YouTube. This is silly. So I'm going to try to talk about this while I do this. Basically, this man that I'm about to talk about was disturbed. That's something I want to be really clear about. Like, this guy was disturbed, and he had problems, and he was in a psychosis. He definitely was in a psychosis. Like, I am not arguing with the fact that this man was in a psychosis. That is what me and the police in this situation and the psychologists, I'm sure, who examine him. Okay, no, it's not made for kids. I have to do this every single time. And then, do I want money for my videos? Believe it or not, yes. I have to tell them that every time for some reason. Okay. So I just did that. Anyway, so I want to be clear with this video. Now this is done with. This man was definitely delusional, and he definitely had issues. Hey, Bill. And, but, you know, as it is in some psychotic breaks, is there's like this truth. And I always think about, like, if certain things happened to me and I got into certain situations, like I have cultivated myself through my book and through you guys and everything else, this narrative where I have enough people grounding me in reality where they can't just like say I'm crazy. They can't. They could try, but they can't. I literally see a psychiatrist and I'm diagnosed with DID. And why do I have DID? Because of the stuff the government did to me. It's proof of what they did to me. Literally, it's proof. And well, anyway, I found this guy, and we're gonna go into the video here real quick. Of what occurred. Sorry, I just gotta find the video. Where is it? Okay, here it is.
Kind of crazy, and I don't know if he seems like he's having a psychotic break to me. Women will be spared, and sorry to those families who will be slain.
124, it's unoccupied. I'm not sure what the description of the subject is.
I don't know if he's gonna go to the church and kill people.
A woman calls 911 when a man she used to date begins posting.
What has many people talked about in this community? How MK Ultra is behind a lot of the shootings and things like that, and trauma-based mind control, like the mind control I experienced at Montauk and in these clandestine government programs where I was an assassin for them and stuff. They don't just use that on people at Montauk and people that they program as assassins and stuff like that. They're using it on everyone. 9/11 would be an example of an event that was a ritual that was trauma-based mind control. I would argue that the Kirk shooting was Captain Kirk. By the way, that's why they gave him that name. He is a fucking SSP asset. I've been getting memories of him. But regardless, they literally named him Charlie Kirk and gave him that name because his nickname in the programs is Captain Kirk. I swear to God. So anyway, this guy isn't just crazy. He lost his shit and is having a mental breakdown because of what the government did to him. That's for sure. He was on depression medication, and I'm sure there was a lot of stuff going on that this guy doesn't remember and doesn't know. And I feel like this was their way of deactivating him. I don't know. I feel like this was their way of deactivating this guy. Again, I want to say what this guy was up to was, of course, psychotic. Props to this woman for calling the police and preventing all this death and all this weird stuff from happening, this terrible stuff from happening. But, and I want to say, this is all for entertainment purposes. I'm asking questions, not asserting any facts. You get to decide what you think. I'm just asking questions. There's some pretty weird coincidences. Like, for instance, this church is in Haymarket. Haymarket is a 40-minute drive from CIA headquarters. So stick that little fact in your pocket and just hold on to it.
bizarre pictures and veiled threats against a church on social media. Police quickly find cause for immediate alarm. The man isn't at his apartment on Sunday morning, and the church isn't far away. Can police prevent a catastrophic mass shooting before it's too late? The following report is based on official police records. Emergency dispatchers get a call on the morning of September 24, 2023 from a woman in Anne Arundel, Maryland, who says she's deeply troubled by what she's seen on a man she used to date social media.
He's been making some really, really, really disturbing Facebook or Instagram posts. He's making like some weird, very disturbing threats about like churches and stuff. And I don't know if he's crazy enough to do anything, but his Instagram posts are like very concerning.
Because the man she's calling about lives in Fairfax County, Virginia, there will be an extra step before police there can conduct a welfare check.
Yeah, they have it to where an officer has to come and verify who you are. They're the only county that does that.
It's Sunday morning and churches are in service.
They're the only county that does that. Let's see. What county is Haymarket? What county is Haymarket, Virginia in? Prince William County. And what county is Langley, Virginia in? Fairfax County. Okay, so it's a bit different. Well, still, it's been very close, and maybe this is where they put assets, and they know weird stuff happens, and that's why they have that protocol set in place, because that is freaking weird.
That any threats posted today and last night could be imminent. Nonetheless, an Anne Arundel police officer must go to see her in person before anything can be done.
So basically yesterday he started posting these like pictures of like burning the Bible and
Who is this person?
So this is like someone that I was friends with like a while ago.
Okay.
He's kind of weird, so I stopped being friends with him, but we still follow each other on Instagram. And
So this has been like a theme. If you see there's a guy, so I keep on explaining to everybody that these phones do have the capability to mind control people. Usually if you're somebody who's in these forums and stuff like that, you have to be a pretty automatic person without very much free thought to be controlled by them. But this gives me the vibes of the guy who started. He was from, I believe, Florida, somewhere on the East Coast for sure. I think it was Florida. And he went all the way to California to start a fire, which ended up being that huge fire that happened. And before he posted it, he was posting all these pictures of fire, making AI images of the city of Los Angeles on fire and stuff like that. And I just can't help but think that this is an MK Ultra thing, and like all these things that seem they're automatic. Like, we know about monarch programming, we know what automatic programming is. And I just want to say, interestingly enough, when I found this video and started playing it, I've been watching, cleaning the kitchen up and stuff, and watching and making lunch and things like that, and watching videos. And my computer froze when this one came up. I almost was going to restart my computer. I didn't end up having to, but that was weird, I thought. And then when I started watching the video, I was like, well, no wonder. Why? Because, yeah, this is like I said, 40-minute drive to the headquarters of the CIA from this church. And what you're going to see later on, just to not to spoil anything, but he claims that the church is attended by tons of people with high security clearances, which would make sense. You're 40 minutes away from CIA headquarters. Like, this all lines up, everything he's saying. Like, he's being totally gaslit as a crazy guy, because he is. He got off his meds. His brain chemistry got all screwed up. He's already in dire straits. You'll see the video. But yeah, he did have a mental break. I want to be clear. That doesn't mean that everything he's saying is a lie. Even if he's nuts. Like, he's not mentally stable. That doesn't mean that there's not some truth here.
do what you will. And he's like, put it on the ground. And then he like goes out and he's like talking about all these things, how he sacrificed his life, whatever. And then like he's out at these places, but so he's at Park Valley Falls Church.
She says she met this man, 35-year-old Rui Jiang.
And when she's saying he says all this stuff, how he sacrificed himself or whatever, that's him. I haven't found his Instagram or anything, but maybe I'll find it later or something. It's him claiming that he, in his 20s, was working for the government overseas all by himself as a assassin, sometimes living out of a car and everything. We'll get into that later, though.
On a dating site several months ago, but broke things off when he began moving too quickly and calling her wifey. She's unsettled by the online posts and can't help fearing the worst.
What was like disturbing to me was like target practice and like him having his gun out, and then like this is like a thing that he typed out, signed, being like, know that like women will be spared. And
my advice to any assets that are seeing this and are losing your shit because the government abandoned you and isn't giving you any of your money and was leaving you high and dry, and because of the plausibility and deniability aspect of your work, they just fuck you over instead of paying you. My advice to you is, instead of going insane, which, I mean, they probably set it up for him to go insane, is kind of what I think, but just talk about it. Do interviews. People will believe you. This is the last thing you want to do. Obviously. Just talk to people about it. Explain what happened to you. They're going to try to come after you. I think if this guy did that especially, because I can only imagine that this guy has, like, receipts. Like, he probably, if I were to look into this guy, I would probably find out he actually did live overseas for all of his 20s and stuff. I can only imagine. Like his entire story isn't hollow. Do you get what I'm getting at here? So, yeah.
Like, sorry to those families who will be slain, and like,
which is terrible. Obviously, he lost his mind. He did lose his shit. But I'm saying, I want people to be clear of that. This guy lost his shit. And this is unquantifiably horrible. It's so bad, this kind of behavior. And it's unacceptable. But when you're an MK Ultra survivor, you might not even know that. I know what these people do to people. I know what they did to me. And this reeks of a setup. Like, making him look crazy, and deactivating him, basically, by having him do this, right? And then for the rest of his life, he's going to have to be on, like, tons of fucking drugs, and they're probably going to throw him in a psych ward, and he'll never be able to, like, tell his story and hold these people accountable for what they did to him. So, to this guy, Rui Jiang, good job, buddy. Like, you fucked up big time. He didn't even go through with it, of course, but, like, I just want to really reiterate, like, Penny talked about how this is how we used to freak out. Penny Bradley has talked about it many times, about how back in the day there was no community. If you couldn't have a community to reach out to, if you were isolated, people would do this kind of stuff. And she's like, that's why we need these channels, and we need to talk to each other, and we need to be there for each other and hold each other accountable. Because this guy losing his mind about women, and that's a big part of it, is he's an incel, basically. And he's freaking out because he lost his girlfriend, and he was told that he would be basically given a girlfriend when he got back, I guess. And, yeah, obviously there's some weird, entitled, screwed up, not psychologically normal behavior going on here. I want to keep reiterating that. Just because I'm saying I believe the part about him being an assassin doesn't mean I don't think he went nuts.
Pointing a gun at like churches and like stuff like that, and he's kind of crazy, and I don't know if he seems like he's having like a psychotic break to me. Okay. And I don't know if he's gonna go to the church and like kill people.
The officer takes the information, though he's not quite certain why he's here in the first place.
I guess they just don't want like bogus calls or something.
Calls like these are never bogus, or no. We have to take it seriously.
An officer in Fairfax County heads out to Rui Jiang's apartment, but nobody answers the door. His absence leaves a chilling possibility on the table, so a request is sent to police in Prince William County, Virginia, the home of Park Valley Church. One of their officers is already on the property conducting traffic duty, and in the parking lot, he finds Rui's white Mercedes.
124, it's unoccupied. I'm not sure what the description of the subject is.
I'm so bad at paying attention. What are the two counties? It's Prince William County, and then there's the other one, Fairfax? I missed that, because there's two counties communicating. Fairfax is where CIA headquarters is located. So, yeah.
Okay, I checked with the security team as well, and there's no issues thus far.
But inside, issues are beginning to materialize. The church's security team, along with their cameras, have taken notice of a man wearing a black jacket and sunglasses wandering the lobby.
Just kind of dressed like how like a military kind of spy guy would dress, honestly.
When the man begins tapping on the glass in the vestibule as though checking its strength, one member of the security team decides to approach. He's still talking to the man when the police officer steps inside.
We're not just walking, we're checking the place out. We're in the discussion.
Hey, sir, how are you? Can I talk to you outside a minute?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Sure?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Let's
go over here if you don't mind.
Well, he wants me to leave, so I showed him my ID.
Okay.
He took a picture, and I am actually leaving now.
Okay,
So
can I talk to you over
no
here?
complaints.
Can I talk to you over here? man?
Yeah.
All right. What's going on? Are you armed today?
So, it was Prince William and Fairfax. That means that this is literally between. So, earlier on in the video, they said that it's one of these counties is the only county where you can't just check on something and go, like, you have to go talk to the person first, which is really weird. That is a security protocol for military intelligence stuff. Like, it clearly is, dude.
I am.
Are you armed today?
I am a legal carrier.
Come on over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you want to know.
Are you armed though today? Are you carrying with you right now?
I always carry.
Okay, you're carrying?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want, I can leave the premises. I don't have to, come back or
Okay, well,
wear anything. But
You have a concealed carry permit?
yes, I do. I can show you. I'm going to reach into my wallet.
Okay, where's your weapon?
It's on my right side. Can
Okay.
I put this on the ground?
Say again? Yeah,
Can I
you can put the put the
it's
coffee
kinda-
down over here.
I'm shuffling around.
Yeah, that's fine.
The man is indeed Rui Jiang, and the officer has some serious concerns about his decision to come to the church armed this morning.
Do you mind just pulling your jacket up so I can see where you're? Can I?
You don't want to.
You might have a check? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. You can
Okay.
feel it if you want.
Technically, you can't have a weapon on church
Yeah,
property.
you're not allowed unless you're authorized by the church.
Yeah, you can't carry on church property or school
even
property.
concealed, not
Correct.
when it's shown.
Correct. Anytime.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't.
He did know that. He's just being facetious.
You don't know that?
I did not know. I thought
You had to take the test to get this.
Rui assumes that church security called the police to have him removed, but the officer lets him know that things are already a little more serious than that.
Just don't reach for your weapon at all.
No. I'm not.
If you will, I will take action. You
Yeah,
understand that?
I understand that.
So how did I get contact with you today? Why am I contacting you today?
I think I don't know.
You don't know?
I think it was because we were talking.
No.
Right? He's staff.
No. I got an alert from Fairfax County about you coming to the church. Did you make a threat to the church
No.
that you're gonna?
I did not make a
You
threat.
didn't make any
I
type
did
of
not
threat.
make a threat to it. I sent an email to, I think, asking for a donation refund.
Instead of addressing the Instagram posts, Rui mentions that when he started attending Park Valley a few months ago, he was happy with the church.
I was actually very grateful at first, early on, and that's why I started making donations, 10% of every paycheck.
Okay.
And it was an automatic donation. But on the bottom of the paper, 90-day tithing challenge.
Like, this is crazy. Basically, it says that if you give them money, your life will get better. And if that doesn't happen, you can get your money back. That's nuts, right? Like, I'm not saying anything this guy is doing is okay, obviously, but this church is on some bullshit as well.
Tithing challenge. It said if if your life doesn't improve after 90 days, ask for your refund. So what
Ridiculous.
happened was nearly the next day after my first donation,
Hold on that.
life started going downhill really fast.
Rui sent an email to the church 2 days ago to demand a refund in the amount of $452 and outlining the many ways his life had gotten worse despite his, quote, relentless loyalty even in the worst of times, unquote. In a second email, he wrote,
This church is not just a church. My relentless loyalty, even in the worst of times, this is not just a church. Fuck these people and whatever they did to this guy to make him freak out like this. I'm not saying, obviously, leave these people the fuck alone, and shooting anyone ever in any circumstance is messed up to me, and it's everything wrong with mankind. It's everything wrong with what we are right now. And this way this guy responded is wrong, but the way he's talking, that language, this is more than just a church. There's more going on here that is not being talked about.
I'm done with this bull. You made me your enemy. I gave you my heart even after all you did to me. All of you.
That is not the words of somebody just talking to his church. It's not.
I asked for a donation refund and they returned it to me. So
Okay.
they returned it last
So why are you
night
here today then?
because I want to see what it's like again to be here.
Okay. So what's your intentions today? Who did you
this
send
here.
a message to on Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah.
I didn't send anybody a message on. I didn't send a direct message to anyone on Instagram.
So did you make any statements online or otherwise that you're going to burn the church or burn the Bible?
Okay, I did burn a Bible, and that was my Bible
Where?
in my house,
Okay.
in the kitchen sink. But I made no threats, as in I'm going to burn, somebody's Bible, or I'm going to say I'm going to do such and such action to. No, I made no threat to anyone.
Okay.
I am no threat to anyone.
The officer decides to make certain of that.
Do you mind if I secure your weapon for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Do whatever.
'Cause I don't-
I have a
just
knife
for my
right
safety?
there too. I have a knife right there too.
Okay. Just don't reach in. for
I'm not
anything.
gonna. I was trying
Keep
to.
your hand up where I can see
I
it.
was just trying to.
Just
help.
hold yourself still.
All right. All right.
I'm just going to secure this until we're done, okay?
Sure. Do what you got to do.
Okay.
Do what you got to do.
I'm going to detain you until I figure out what we have here, okay?
Okay.
All right? Just sit tight. Be safer for you and safer for us, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you need to do,
You're not under arrest. You're just being detained right now.
I understand.
With the handcuffs in place, the officer pats him down, only to find something that Rui failed to mention.
You don't have anything else on you?
No.
I'm just patting you down. What do you have in here? What's that?
That's probably a first aid kit. You can reach into my pocket.
You mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just don't want to get sharp or anything.
I don't get that.
Rui made
he's
on
got more
Instagram.
rounds.
They decide to take further action.
Based on everything that's transpired in United.
But after a visit to the hospital, Rui learns that it's not just mental health workers who want to talk to him. Prince William County detectives would like a word as well.
I give you my cooperation 100%, whatever you want to know.
Oh, we appreciate that.
Rui says that the past few months have been hard on him, and it didn't help when he lost his job as a software contractor with the Census Bureau about a month ago.
Was the
Government-
termination, was that from?
So, government job. After you do these missions, you're typically given a cushy government job. What is that he got fired from? It's a government job. I'm telling you, man, this guy isn't... the government did totally fuck this guy over. He's not lying.
Performance or just because they were cutting back or?
So the letter was performance. I was not expecting it, but the letter was performance. I have not talked to them since. I was going through depression, and I got myself a antidepressant prescription.
Not a smooth move. Because how many times... Isn't it like every freaking time there's like a shooting like this, the person got on antidepressants, right? So that's weird.
And the weeks leading up to that.
Like, don't just take me at face value there. Go ahead. You got Google. You're on your phone or your computer right now. Look that up. How many of these people were on psych meds and then got off them or whatever, and then they end up doing something like this?
He says he was taking fluoxetine for his depression, but stopped a few weeks ago.
And what kind of brought you to the church this morning?
I wanted to come see what was going on. I kind of wanted to mend relations. I wanted to see what God had in store for me. It was kind of a spiritual thing. As soon as I made the donation, the weeks after, which isn't a long time, I would say things started falling apart, which have no relevance to the church.
Rui says that in a very short time frame, his relationship with women took a turn for the worse. He battled a nasty tooth infection and he lost his job. While Rui says he didn't blame the church, one of his Instagram posts reads, "Welcome to Park Valley Church, attended by many top-secret Gov clearance holders in the area. From this day forward, you will know that this is how you all repaid me. Blood will be on your hand."
Like, and he's literally 40 minutes away from CIA headquarters, people. He's telling the truth.
My posts were kind of, let me rewind a bit and say one of the
He's trying to get out of it. He fucked up. Like, he's trying to get out of it. There's no getting out of it. He fucked up.
motivations to my posts. I thought I was speaking out loud to God. I'm not asking for my life to get better, but it felt like my life was getting a lot worse.
And how often is that where these shooters believe they're communicating with God? Voice of God technology. But believe Journey to Truth did a whole entire show on this that you could probably find on their Rumble if you went back and look for it. So this has just got so many red flags.
In another post, accompanied by a nighttime picture of the church, Rui wrote, "I'm here to deny the men the life God actively puts so much effort to deny me every day. No women will be harmed." But Rui says that posting pictures of the church was practically unavoidable.
Instagram doesn't let us post things without a picture. It's not like Twitter. You could just write something, whatever crap, and then post it. They need a picture. I didn't want to just post any picture of anything because that doesn't make sense. And if there is a God up there, it's not going to understand it. So I needed something that would also connect with me.
Anxious to make sure God wouldn't be confused by his Instagram posts, Rui says he took the church photographs himself last night around 11 p.m. Rui's post didn't only pertain to God, however. He also made some disturbing remarks under a picture of a used shooting target. "I'm going to exterminate
When I
you."
respawn, this guy, this is fucking crazy.
He wrote, "In this life and the next, so you better neutralize me when I respawn."
So I think the issue that everybody's having is, you show up to a church with a firearm after posting some concerning things on the internet, including, a picture of you with that gun and a picture of, it looks like you went to the range. Have you been to the range with your gun before?
I have, yes.
Okay. So you see where the concern lies with people, and it looks like a threat to anybody who looks at it.
I have a concealed carry permit. I would say I'm naturally a kind of a paranoid person, not in a, sneak around corners kind of way, but I just try to have situational awareness at all times.
Which is something that they train you if you are an asset and if you are an assassin.
Not carrying a gun, I am carrying a knife or pepper spray.
In addition to finding a loaded magazine in his semi-automatic handgun and an extra magazine on him, police found yet another in his car along with a knife, a large can of bear spray, and a partial box of 9mm ammo. Rui had purchased the gun only a month earlier. The ammo he purchased one day before showing up at the church.
In my opinion, it was all a big misunderstanding, and some of these things were just coincidentally and just in a bad place, bad time. If I wanted to, or if I intended to, or wanted to, let's say if I was so angry or whatever, and I wanted to harm someone, I'm pretty sure I would have done that already.
Rui says he had plenty of opportunity this morning at the church service, but security team members say that he caught their attention almost immediately. In addition to scanning the ceiling for security cameras, Rui approached the children's wing of the church to ask about access to the auditorium's balcony. After being turned away, he sat for a few minutes in the packed auditorium before trying to access the church's audiovisual and lighting control area, and then eventually coming back out to the lobby.
You were making very finalized statements. Like, you've made a plan, you've come to a determination in your mind, this is the end of this track, this course of action that you've created. And at the same time, you're taking pictures of yourself with a gun in your hand.
Further concerns will arise when investigators look into Rui's.
So, we're going to read these. When a loyal and humble servant becomes God's worst enemy, when we've had enough, when my loyalty was never appreciated. That's fucked up. I sacrificed my entire 20s, alone, as your political assassin, never saw family, never knew what it was to be in love. It was all I ever wanted, and this is how the government repays me. With torture, with pain. You brought this in on yourselves. Blood will be on your hands. The world will know my story and what you did to me, and why I'm about to do what I do. That's why they had to stop him from doing it, I feel like, and prevent it from even happening.
Internet history from the night before and find,
which I'm glad they did, by the way.
Find searches for armor-piercing rounds, latest church shooting, and assault rifle buying process. But Rui says he has one last explanation that will clear up everything.
It might sound a little crazy. Again, this is the part that I haven't said yet. I think I was building up to it. I talked a little bit about creative pursuits as a way of venting. I like to write a lot of fiction. I like to, you can see how I could show you, I write a lot of, I made a lot of short films. I made a lot of video games, and plots and creative writing and poetry. So all of that, it's just a way for me to almost fantasize and put myself, build a completely fictional character, but kind of using my feelings and my experiences, but twisting it in a way where this is a completely different character. And then it's almost as if I was living as that character.
This also sounds like weird alter programming DID stuff. It really gives me that vibe. Yeah, yeah.
Indeed, that may be exactly what investigators are worried about.
I want to be clear, this guy was clearly going to shoot up this church. Innocent people would have died, and it would have been a terrible tragedy. And this whole thing's sketchy. This guy is being fucking sketchy. He freaked out. And his response to what was done to him is totally disproportionate and wrong because, I'm sure the families of the people, the officers, even if there are people that he worked with that fucked him over, a lot of this has to do with him just feeling demasculated, emasculated, and all this other stuff. And just him being cuckoo. He lost his shit. But, that's what happens when you're an assassin. And he's got psychological issues. War messes people up, and he got screwed up in the head by what happened to him, I believe.
At his home, they find 5 printed and signed copies of a letter where Rui claims to have spent his 20s as a political assassin for the government, only to come back and be denied the normal and modest life.
Yeah, we're going to read this. My name is Rui Jiang. I was born, blah, blah, blah. My biological mother is part of the Jiang family, a criminal family on its own. Believe him. I have no other real identities or other family connections in this lifetime. I seek not to bring shame to anyone else. But I am not here to spill or betray any secrets. That is not the purpose. There are secrets I took an oath not to portray, secrets that are such mine as they are yours and theirs, secrets that I've contributed to. Thus, this is not a betrayal of secrets, and none will be betrayed. I spent my entire 20s for 11 plus years as a political assassin for the government. That is as far as I'm going to speak on this. I sacrificed my best years operating alone, not with family, not with love, not enjoying the youth that God blessed so many others with. I never knew what it was like to be in love. I sacrificed my best years, living in the worst conditions, even the back of my car for months, so that certain entities can enjoy plausible dianelity with no connection to me, but such that they can enjoy the fruits of my sacrifices. Upon returning to normal life, I changed back my name. But my life has only gotten worse. So this is how the government repays me. This is how our governments repay most of its loyal, most relentlessly committed operators. Yes, it's true. I know from experience. When I lived the life of a homeless man on the streets, so that it was not seen as a lie, so that my actions would not connect back to my employer, who paid me nothing. Who else but the most loyal and humble of servants would suggest themselves to such sacrifices, all in the name of duty? What else do I have left to prove? When I returned, I did not ask for the life of a rich or wealthy man. All I expected was a normal and modest life with a loving relationship and routine sex life, just like the rest of you. Luxuries you all enjoy every single day and perhaps even take for granted. But even all of my sacrifices, after all my sacrifices is denied me, continued sacrifices in the name of duty, my quiet donations to churches, God's community, praying on my knees every morning at 5 a.m. for an hour, thanking God in Jesus' name, despite my faith. Even the worst of days, nothing has changed. My mental health continues to deteriorate. I am not allowed to be in love, to experience a romantic relationship. That's what going around and killing people tends to do to a person, unfortunately. The government routinely sends female operatives into my life, not with love, sex, or any intimacy, but strictly to test continuously on whether I will spill any secrets, all in the name of duty. After all I put in, that is kind of fucked up. I have learned that the government will not take care of its most loyal and relentlessly committed operatives. I know that. He's telling the truth. Our sacrifices teach us to always be selfish. Do not do your duty. Do not sacrifice it. It is not worth it. Worth it. My loyalties, our loyalties, are not appreciated. And he put CIA here. What I am about to do is not personal. It's not politically motivated. I am off duty now.
With a loving relationship
It's not
and routine
religiously
sex
motivated.
life.
These people, soon to be victims, were not targeted in advance. I did not, and perhaps will never know their names, faces, their families. I don't even want to say it. No woman will be harmed. I love and adore women. Without them, we become lunatics. So I apologize in advance if any women are harmed, for that is deeply regrettable. For those who believe in okay, I'm here to deny love lives taking out this matter. And for those who believe in past lives, I'm simply resetting them so that they have to redo everything again. I want them to know what it's like to be me, to labor through life yearning for a romantic love and never obtaining it, because God and the government work so hard already to sabotage love lives for a few select like me. To the families, they drove this guy insane. He didn't have women in his life. The women that did come in his life were just operatives trying to figure out if he was going to spill the beans about what he did. They fucked this guy up. They fucked him up. Like, they can't get away with
Hope
what
to
they
return
did to
in
this
my
guy.
next lifetime.
They can't.
Philanthropy.
They need to be
They
held.
also find
They need to be held accountable for what the fuck they did to this guy. Like, yes, what he's gonna do was absolutely abhorrent, wrong, and it fucking made him look crazy. It's the opposite of what you should do. I'll reiterate that over and over again. This is a reason why we have a community and we have support when it comes to these secret space program stuff. And that's why we, instead of freaking out and going off on a rampage, we forge friendships with other people who have been through what we've been through and lean on each other's shoulders and cry a bit and struggle and try to help each other. And in this guy's case, if I was able to have been there for him, I'd been like, bro, no woman owes you anything. And my advice to you, I would tell him to get out of Virginia and just try to live his life away from them if he could. Obviously not shoot up like a church, but I think they drove him crazy. And with the drugs that he was on and everything else like that, there might even be some stuff going on that he's not aware of, where he got programmed to do this so that they could basically deactivate him, because he could have exposed them.
several emails he sent to himself the night before, including one where he wrote, "Any man who looks obviously lonely or probably haven't..."
Yeah, that is the words of a psychopath. And he's like, yeah, when he said he went psycho from not having women, I guess it's true.
"Had sex in years, I will spare. But then again, in the heat of the shootings, I might kill them anyways."
I was around a lot of
Attack that morning may have come down to nothing more than chance. According to Rui's outdated church calendar, the Sunday service that morning should have been over by the time he arrived. But because the service time had changed 3 weeks prior, Rui found a surprisingly empty lobby, where normally more than 1,000 people would have been milling about. the federal government took over prosecution of
I believe that this was all set up. All of it.
the case the following year. According to
This guy got set the fuck up by himself because MK Ultra is a fucking bitch. He literally set himself up for them. Because that's how good they are at their fucking jobs, people. That's how good they are at covering up their shit. I promise you that's, this is for entertainment purposes, and this is only my opinion, but I believe that's what happened.
a statement from the Justice Department,
And I think there may have even been
Jiang
some
was
time
convicted.
travel shit involved and everything with this. There could have been like a notice sent in that this was going to happen somehow, time travel wise. And that girl, he said all the women in his life were assets. Well, and then he's posting all this shit on social media. What an idiot. He knew she'd see it. Come on, man. This guy, he lost his mind. These people totally rotted his fucking brain and his heart, by the way, because no person with a heart would do this stuff.
In March 2025 of attempting to obstruct congregants in their free exercise of their religious beliefs, doing so with the use of a dangerous...
The fact that they convicted him of a hate crime is fucking ridiculous. He was an insane guy and it had nothing to... That's fucking... He was nuts. It had nothing to do with the fact he was still Christian. He's still, I don't know. I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but whatever.
Weapon.
He should be in prison for the rest of his life, but I don't think it was a hate crime.
And an attempt to kill, transmitting online threats.
Yeah, it is. This is a self-destruction for assets they want to scrub. They usually will kill their families and then themselves. And that's what he would have done. He would have killed himself after this. And that's what they do. It's their deletion program. So this is the most clear-cut case of them being exposed I've ever fucking seen in my fucking life. It's very clear that this guy was exposing them and that he was telling the truth. He just happened to have gone insane. So you can go insane and still be telling the truth. I know plenty of people who are super soldiers in the secret space program community who, I'm not going to name names because I don't want to be rude, obviously, but there's plenty of people who lose their shit and go off their rocker. It happens, and it's always really sad to see. And that happened to this guy in a very dangerous way. And that's why these programs need to be exposed. It's because it's so dangerous. How many people need to talk about having voices in their head, and how many mass shootings need to happen before we examine the MK Ultra aspect of it? That's basically the show. Again, this would have been a tragedy. What he was doing was absolutely wrong, but I believe him when he said that church is full of high-level military intelligence officers. I believe him when he said that he was an assassin. How could you delude that? How could that all just be a delusional fantasy? You realize how... Nah. My dad is literally schizophrenic. I know what it's like when you're crazy and stuff. It's at least slightly based in reality. Kind of. And yeah, I believe that he got screwed over by the government. I believe that he got that cushy gut job, that he fell into depression, got a toothache, lost the job, didn't have a life anymore, even though he sacrificed everything for the government, and then he felt betrayed, and then he went nuts. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. So anyway, this is the kind of information that they don't want you to see. This is a dangerous video. People aren't supposed to know this shit. You're supposed to think that this guy is just a cuckoo and just made up all this stuff. But I don't think he did. And also I want to say that the fact that he was an assassin for the government and he's probably killed lots of people, that's their blood on there. This would have been, if he would have gone through this with this would have been blood on their hands. Because he is an assassin that they programmed to kill people. Only somebody like that, there's a reason why he was able to walk into a church and he would have easily been able to just murk people. Because that's what he did for his whole life for them. So that's easy for them. So in a way, they are, even though it's his hand, his mind, and he's responsible, he's one of the pulling the trigger, they're the ones who created this monster. this psychopath. They created him. They're the ones who fucked him up and left him on the side of the curb. So, just, yeah, man, this shit's real, people. This is a really, really dark and disturbing case. Thank you for sticking with me through it. And that's the end of it. That's really all I wanted to say. I found this video and made a video, found this thing and made a video about it instantly. So, there you go. Love you guys.